Before we dive into the fascinating world of Baldur's Gate 3, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button to support more engaging content like on this. As a fan of intricate character histories, I find Zevlor to be a captivating character who carries the weight of his past experiences. Uh, um, but his journey as a former Hell Rider adds depth to his character, making him more than just another refugee in the game. Um, Baldur's Gate 3 strives to be accessible for newcomers, delivering succinct tidbits of lore and clear explanations about characters associated with past occurrences, such as the decline of Netheril and Sarabok's capture of Baldur's Gate. However, one incident that requires extensive exposition is the destruction of Elturol, which plummeted into Avernus, an event that transpired during a pre-existing Dungeons & Dragons module prior to the events in BG3. The 2019 campaign book titled Descent into Avernus for D&D focuses on the city of Elturel and its people who are drawn into the netherworld by the Archdevil Zerial. In Baldur's Gate 3, the game effectively portrays how these events impact the world, with particular emphasis on the tiefling refugees from the city. However, one character, Zevlor, is associated with a specific group from Descent into Avernus that isn't fully explained in the video game. The Hell Riders, in Baldur's Gate 3 were formerly elite soldiers who battled for Elturel prior to its descent into Hell. They primarily waged war from horseback and played a crucial role in safeguarding the city against early dangers. Several of them were clerics and paladins pledging service to their people. The position held much prestige, and notably, the Hell Riders were expected to serve for an entire lifetime. Zevlor was part of the Hell Riders, but currently he appears to shun that label. It is worth noting that a couple of Tiefling exiles were once part of their group, such as Telsis and perhaps Caries. They are the most powerful fighters among the refugees, even when they don't have mounts for combat. And their weapons and armor possess unique Hell Rider charms. Although he no longer desires to be known as a Hell Rider, Zevlor remains deeply devoted to his kin and channels his strength into ensuring their protection during their journey to Baldur's Gate. In the lore of Descent into Avernus, the Hell Riders were initially allied with Zerial. At one point, when Zerial was still a Celestial, she led an army in the Blood War to combat demonic fiends plaguing Faerun. A number of the Hell Riders joined her forces. However, as the battle began to go awry and they found themselves on the losing side, the Hell Riders chose to retreat, leaving Zerial behind for capture by the Devils. This eventuality led to Zerial's transformation into an Archdevil, and she harbored a lasting animosity towards those Hell Riders who abandoned her during that fateful battle. In due time, Zerial would come back, seeking vengeance on the city of Elturel due to a mismanaged agreement with its ruler. She would bring the entire city into Avernus, enlisting its inhabitants in the Blood War, as retribution for their ancestors' deceit. This catastrophe is what forced tiefling refugees such as Zevlor into Avernus, and they wouldn't be freed until a band of adventurers successfully rescued them. Naturally, these adventurers would have been participants in the descent into Avernus campaign. In Baldur's Gate 3, events unfold immediately following the conclusion of descent into Avernus, where the tieflings of Elchul were expelled from their city and forced into exile as refugees, despite not being responsible for the unfortunate incident. These tieflings often faced blame due to their infernal heritage, compelling them to find a new place to call home. Characters like Zevlor, burdened with the guilt of the former Hell Rider's abandonment, may have felt compelled to assume leadership roles within the refugee group to ensure their safe passage. As a movie reviewer, I found the character development of Zevlor in this game to be exceptionally well crafted. His past burdens and potential guilt are skillfully woven into his narrative, creating a profound emotional resonance. However, that's not where Zevlor's story has to end. Players can rescue him from the Illithid oubliette, and he expresses remorse at how he let his people down. And then in Act 3, he can show back up in the final fight to aid the party in their fight against the Absolute. This moment of returning to the fray and once again taking up the title of Hellrider is a great ending to Zevlor's arc that gives him and his ancestors a moment of redemption, and and on that note, I'd like to leave you with a little joke. Why did the Hell Rider bring a ladder to the party? Because he heard the drinks were on the house. Yeah. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.